The world is full of dangers, not only those lurking by the roadside in the form of a rabid dog or a bandit with a knife. After the conjunction of the spheres, it became a place where the impossible became routine. The boundaries between worlds cracked, and from those fractures seeped alien beings, bringing hunger, terror, and death. Some hide in the shadows of ancient forests, others walk straight toward villages, driven by an instinct no human will ever understand. Men tried to fight, sword in hand, with fire, sometimes with a prayer on their lips, but monsters do not heed prayers, and fire dies quicker than you'd think. A new breed of warrior was needed. Someone who feels no fear where others lose their minds, someone as merciless as what they face. Thus, the Witchers were created, human in shape, inhuman in skill, loved by some, hated by more. They serve no kings, they fight in no god's name, their only law, the contract, their only purpose, to guard the world of men from what came from beyond. And they were born in a place shrouded in legend, Kaer Morhen, a fortress hidden high in the mountains of Cardwin. There they were subjected to a process known as the Trial of the Grasses, a ritual so old and so secret that even those who endured it never speak of it fully. They say it is full of pain. They say it changes body and mind. They also say, not all return from it. And then they fall silent, because Witcher tradition keeps some truths locked behind closed lips. They call it the Trial of the Grasses. Those who survive speak little. Those who don't never speak at all. It is not training, it is selection. From 10 boys, only a few return, each one changed forever. Wolf's Bane, Nightshade, mutagens, the secrets of alchemy. A mixture whose recipe is known only to those who have carried out this rite for centuries. These potions reshape the blood, twist the body to its limits, open the senses to things that should never be heard or seen. Eyes turn gold and narrow like a predator's. The ear catches a breath behind the tree line. You can smell fear in a crowd as clearly as fresh blood. But the change is more than just a weapon for survival. It casts you out from the world of men and throws you into one where you will always be an outsider. It gives you strength to fight what the conjunction of the spheres unleashed, but takes something you will never reclaim, who you were before it began. Thus, Witchers are born, not from legends nor the teachings of mages, but from pain, blood, and the silence after those who fell during the trial. And though they may look alike, each carries their own burden and story, sometimes tied to the fate of others, those they call brothers of the school. Men who in Kaer Morhen shared not only the walls, but the same destiny. Though each had walked the same path, none were the same. Eskel, quiet as a mountain morning, loyal as steel that never bends under the heaviest pressure. Lambert, sharp-tongued, sometimes too quick to speak, but in battle he stands so close you feel his breath on your neck. Vesemir, last of the old masters, teacher, father, though he'd never admit it. He had watched generation after generation vanish on the path or die during the trial of the grasses. They weren't family by blood. They were bound by shared nights by the fire, scars from the same beasts, and silence where words had no place. They were brothers because they had survived what for others was the end, and the bonds forged in Kaer Morhen are stronger than steel, and though fate threw them to all corners of the world, they always returned to the place that had made them, to the fortress high in the mountains where every stone knows their names, to Kaer Morhen. Kaer Morhen, a fortress built high in the mountains, where winters are so long you forget what summer looks like. Once, the beating heart of the School of the Wolf. Its walls shook with the clash of swords, the shouts of training boys, and the voices of masters who never smiled. Here steel was forged and men were made. Here legends were born and children died in the trial of the grasses. But there came a time when the world turned on the witches, mages, peasants, lords, all who once needed them, united in hatred. The purge was bloody. The fortress burned its stones, drinking in the screams and the smoke. Since then, Kaer Morhen has been a shadow of itself. No laughter, no children's steps, only silence, broken by the wind's reminder that time does not heal wounds. It only buries them under dust. And yet, the place still stands. It is home to those who survived, a home they return to each winter to mend their swords, tend their wounds, and remind themselves they aren't the last. Kaer Morhen is cradle and grave, the symbol of both beginning and end. The path of a witcher has no true end. It leads from contract to contract, from battle into battle. But wherever the road goes, it always begins and ends here. If you wish to walk the path again, subscribe. There are more stories like this, and any one of them could be the last.